Yeah, buddy, we are back. I am Griffin and welcome back to the channel, guys. And today we will be discussing in this video the character development in Avengers Endgame and my predictions. Could be anyone's guess. And we will be looking at four pivotal characters, and that being that I think that are going to serve a lot of purpose in Avengers Endgame, that being Hawkeye, Nebula, uh, Rocket. Who else is there? But anyway, I'll remember as I go along. So let's begin with Hawkeye. Now, it looks as if, obviously, Hawkeye wasn't with the Avengers when the events of Avengers Infinity War took place, because of the whole thing of him ultimately being taken to custody over the Sokovia Accords. And I think something very interesting is going to happen with Hawkeye's character. Now, as we all know, Hawkeye was always on Cap's side. And I think what will happen is that I think it will be revealed that in this film that Hawkeye will find out that Cap lied, and kept it a secret that the Winter Soldier had killed Iron Man's parents. And I think that with the current headspace that he's in, I mean, we see him in the trailers like slaughtering people, and he's on this journey to redemption. And I think once he finds that out, I don't think he's gonna just be like, "Hey, yeah, Avengers, let's go team, let's go back to the team, and we'll be fine." I think we will see. This is, again, could be anyone's guess, but I do think we will see some form of altercation between Hawkeye and Cap, because at the same time, yeah, we can look at Tony for the whole facade of him ultimately creating Ultron then having a mind of his own and then blowing up all of that stuff that happened in Sokovia, and Tony takes full credit. He takes full responsibility for that happening. Cap, on the other side, he didn't really take that responsibility. Tony asked that of himself to make a change, whereas Cap, for the first time in Civil War, he becomes this flawed character that isn't so likable in his own film. So I think that I do believe that Hawkeye is gonna be pissed, and ultimately, the way that he sees it, he always thought that he was fighting for the right side. And then once it then is revealed to Hawkeye, I don't know how they're going to direct it, but I don't think he's going to keep his stuff together, because, ultimately that lie, it's like a domino effect. That lie then leads to the Avengers being broken up, and then the events of Infinity War happening, and then half the universe getting dusted from the purple-chinned prick, and then ultimately it's being shown that Hawkeye is going to lose his family, and I think we're going to have that showdown there, and it's going to be interesting how it plays out there. Let's talk about Rocket. This is going to be interesting because this is the first time that we've ever seen a character like Rocket, who we know is a thief. He steals things, and he at any moment, it doesn't matter where he is, even if he's in the middle of a battle. When in Wakanda, when they're fighting and all of the monsters are coming with the showdown, the last act, he's even asking Bucky then, can I have your arm? How much for the arm? And it's going to be interesting to see, because Rocket as a character is going to have to change, because this is Avengers Endgame. You know, Rocket can't be the same character that he has been in all of the Guardians of the Galaxy films, you know. And ultimately, we see that with the Russos, with Anthony Russo and Joe Russo, that they've already made him a more, you know, character that takes more responsibility, you know. The Rocket that we would have known in Guardians of the Galaxy wouldn't have taken Thor halfway across the universe to go and find a new, you know, a new hammer. You know, he just wouldn't do that, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, with those characters out of the picture, without Star-Lord, without Gamora, without Groot, is Rocket going to be the same character, or is he going to be that character that's going to become more responsible? And in a sense, you know, I could almost see this film giving Rocket that character arc for him to be the new leader for Guardians of the Galaxy, heading into the third installment of Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's going to be wicked to see. Now, moving on to Ant-Man. This is the first time we've seen Ant-Man in a actual Avengers film, would you believe? You know, because it kind of feels like as if with Civil War, that Civil War was its own Avengers film, you know, minus Hulk, minus Thor, and maybe a few other characters. But yeah, like it's going to be his first time. It's going to be great to see how the Russos put that dynamic with him there. And just to clarify with Ant-Man, I know that Ant-Man has always been that character that he's always quipping, he's always telling jokes, but I think that in Avengers Endgame, you're going to see a very different side to him. We're not going to see, I still think we're going to get that demeanor for him where he tells jokes and he's kind of that guy that brings the laughter to the room. But at the same time, he is a thief. He is a quote unquote bad person to society, you know? And it would be nice to see a mean streak in Ant-Man. I'm not telling him to go full Batman versus Superman, shooting people and all that craziness. I'm talking about him actually being, no, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it this way. You know, want to see a more cynical side to him where, you know, where he's getting it done basically. And that's going to be a really good dynamic. Because I've always had this kind of discrepancy that with Ant-Man, okay, again, we're not talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I feel as if the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't, you know, wasn't captivating. There wasn't any muscle there with that villain in that film. And I've always said that with Ant-Man and the Wasp, a main theme should have always been in that film that Ant-Man, you know, his daughter gets taken away from him. What would that do to him? Because he lives a lot of his life through his daughter, you know, despite him being divorced from his wife, he loves his daughter. And I would love to see what would happen if that was taken away from him. What kind of headspace would that leave him? And even if he still has his daughter, what will it do when he sees other people in the same room as him that had daughters, but now they're gone? You know, all these resounding questions that I have that I want to be answered in Endgame. Moving on to Nebula. It's gonna, again, it's funny now because for a very long time, Rocket and Nebula, they've always hated each other. They've always been up against each other, hate each other. And in Endgame, they're going to have to put their differences aside and ultimately get this mission done, you know, because it's affected the whole universe. And again, with their relationship, are they going to take straight away? I don't think so, but it's going to be a nice journey to see those two characters finally put their differences aside and power on with each other. Now onto the predictions. I was just thinking about this the other day, and you know, are one of the Avengers? Are This is kind of like an unpopular opinion. This is something I was thinking about, but could one of the Avengers go to Wakanda? Again, I don't know the continuity because last time we were in the Black Panther movie, Killmonger had burned down, that very trivial place that has the plants and everything like that. Could it be possible that, could one of the Avengers be sent there? And then there's that whole thing of when they go the ancestral plane. Could one of the Avengers go into the ancestral plane to see the fallen? And could there be a thing of communication there? Could there be a breach of that dimension there? It's something that many people don't speculate or don't talk about, and I'm sure. Again, it's anyone's guess, but could it play into Endgame? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. Moving on to my second prediction. Now, this is just because also we've seen from the TV spots and special looks that all the Avengers, they've all been essentially been given a task to do. They've all had their missions that they have to carry out, and one of them is that, will it be that Captain America, will he be the one that goes back in time to the 1940s, World War II era, and will it be that Bucky is the one that goes into the ice, and then Cap is the one that is left to fight the Hydra War? And then what will then perceivably happen is that in the future, the Winter Soldier is the one that becomes Captain America, and then Cap is the one that, not that he becomes the Winter Soldier, he would just be spending an amount of time trying to infiltrate Hydra and bring them down. So that's one of them there. But again, we've seen with multiple interviews and everything like that, the Russos, they've even gone on to say that with most of the footage they've released, it's apparently the first 20 minutes of the film. So anyone's guess with this film, it's gonna be bananas, absolute bananas. But yeah, other than that, I've got no more speculations. I think we just have to go in there. We're not prepared. We won't be prepared, And look, that's it, guys. Well, that's it. Look, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, and subscribe to this channel. Post your comments down below. Bada bing, bada boom. I'll see you in this video.